Yeah, it's interesting. Um, the last thing med schools want to do is admit somebody who don't admit a student that isn't clear in what they want to do. And the worst thing that could happen for somebody is to get in there and go, yeah, I don't think I like being a doctor after all.
Yeah.
Um, it's not good for anybody. So to the degree that you can prevent that by having good rounded experiences, doing shadowing, uh, stuff like that helps that situation. I'm kind of biased myself. I just, you just see the world through a different lens when you go overseas,
Mm-hmm.
and it gets you out of your comfort zone. It gets you, it puts another lens on. You know, I, I think I may have been a horrible human being before I went down to Peru, and now I've come back better. But it's quite a thing to see and experience things through somebody's eyes who really doesn't have who really don't have very many other options.
Mm-hmm. No,
But
I think it's a big a big thing to see that.
so I'm going to wrap up in a second, but I want to ask you a couple of questions. One, is there something that really stands out for you in your experience that was just kind of an aha moment?
Ooh. Honestly, I think one of the things that I like I'm, really thinking back on my time down there now, um and I think the biggest thing is like the team effort. Um,
Yeah,
you know, you remember patients who have come far and wide, and you'll like remember like that feeling like, oh my gosh, I helped change someone's life. But I think one of the
hmm,
bigger things is like the camaraderie and like this idea that
yeah,
like everyone's pursuing like the same goal. Everyone is like, no matter what area of expertise, right? Nurse, doctor, like pre-med student, like doesn't matter who you are, you're all there to like, push patient care forward. And I think that's like just a really cool thing. Like I think about the team that was there and like, yeah, I think I remember more about like the people I worked with. And like, how much they taught me and how much willing they were to take me under their wing. And
yep.
um I think that to me is like one of the biggest things, and that's like something I love to this day about surgery is like it is a team sport,
Oh
and it
yeah,
can't get done with just one person, and I think that's like the best thing, and I think medicine in general is a team sport, and
yes.
yeah, I think about a team. I think about I wore an M&M scrub cap like every day when I was there, and
Uh-huh.
I'm like every so often I'm like, where is it? And I think I know where it is, and then every time I go back to my parents' house, I'm like, I gotta find it, and then I forget, and then of course I come back to wherever, and I'm like, oh, I didn't look for it. Um, but it's definitely something I like think about. I'm like, I want to find this and wear this again. It was a great scrub cap. um, but
Is that one of the somebody else had brought down? There was a whole
yeah, they
batch
were
of
like,
them.
you need a
I
scrub
have a
cap.
bunch of those in my closet. I don't,
Yeah,
who knows?
they
I
were
may
like,
have that one, but
you need a scrub cap, and I was like, okay, great. They're like, you want this one or this one? I was like, oh, I'll take the M&Ms, and I just like, I'm like, dang, I should have that today. I'm sure people would be like, that's an awesome scrub cap in the hospital. Um,
you know what you said about the camaraderie. I find that extremely important to me, and it's really kind of strange sometimes. I find myself talking about the friends that I have. In fact, I find myself missing the friends that I know I'm going to make on the next trip because I know it's going to happen. Every year, there's somebody in that group that we become lifelong friends, and it's not just me; it's other people on the team. That they end up becoming lifelong friends, and I know we kind of do that on purpose a little bit, making sure that we have the right people in place and having the right attitude. So that's a little bit self fulfilling, but it is a team sport, and you got to get along with the people you like. And boy, there's just something about helping other people side by side with other people. It's a cool thing.
yeah, it's a pretty cool thing.
So as we wrap up, is there any advice you would offer to pre med folks if
Ooh.
we're considering medicine?
Um, I would say definitely do your shadowing hours. They care about that. In hindsight, like I said, should have done more. But I think find things that you care about. I think the big thing for me, like I talked about, I kind of took a circuitous route. Like if medicine's what you want to do, like do the things that like make you happy and excited and sound and like are genuine to who you are, you know? So like I went to Peru and that was like an awesome experience. I spent 8 months abroad and like learned so much from that. And those are the things that I talked about when I applied to medical school. I didn't talk about, you know, I don't know, like shadowing in a clinic, you know, I talked about like these things that I did that like really made me think deeply about like, why am I pursuing this career? And I think the other thing, like, I think choosing to go into medicine, like, just think long and hard about it and do things that make you think long and hard about it. It's not easy. Um, Med school is not easy. Residency is not easy. Um, a lot happens during those times, but I think, you know, making sure that you've thought like long and hard and have that conviction that like this is what you want to do and you've set yourself up with experiences to like prove to yourself that this is what you want to do. I think that in the end makes you much more resilient, makes you like much better equipped to be an excellent physician. So I think those are the big things. And for me, it was like, you know, going to Peru, like that confirmed to me, I loved this, right? Like, I really liked being a part of this team. I really liked, you know, and I kind of was like, oh, maybe if I, you know, I think I'd be interested in surgery if I went to medical school. But like, these are experiences to me that say, like, okay, yeah, this is something I'm interested in. Like, I can see myself doing that. And I think that's like a really important thing to have that introspection before you commit. And I'm not saying don't commit. I'm just saying think long and hard and like know why
Yeah.
you're doing it because that's what's ultimately going to get you through it.
Alexis, this has been a great session, and your insights are just so extremely helpful. And thank you so much for sharing your experiences down there. And
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Alexa was talking to us too, so she joined the conversation as well. So, any rate, so I can't wait until you get to a point in your career where you can lead a surgical team down with us back again in Peru. Come full circle.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I would definitely think it would be cool to be able to go back and do something. But I have a long road ahead of me still. But it was
Yeah,
good. This was awesome.
you're a busy person just a second.
Yeah, I got a long ways to go before I'm qualified to do anything on my own. But that's okay. But this was fun. This was nice to think about, you know, reflect on my time there and think about kind of how that has shaped me now that I am kind of, you know, where I thought I would, where I wanted to be, right? So this was nice to kind of think back on that.
So, Dr. Alexis Jones, thank you so much.